Hello everybody, it's me, Ghost Critic, back with another in the series from the Ultimate Graphic Novels collection. And this week they brought out this. It's the 4-issue initial series of Wolverine's first solo comic that was printed way back in September 1982. Yes, collecting the first 4 issues, not the usual 6 that this company usually puts out, and at the same price, I say. Very bad. Anyway, moving on from that. Right, Wolverine, first 4 issues. It primarily based in Japan. Why is he in Japan? Well, anyone who's reading Uncanny X-Men around this time would know that kind of reoccurring character that kept coming over to America from Japan was Mariko Yoshida. Now, Mariko Yoshida was basically a love interest for Wolverine. They fell in love very, very quickly. Mariko finding, you know, the softer side of Wolverine and could see past this gruff, violent exterior. And Wolverine obviously fell in love with her because she's a beautiful lady. So they spark a romance off. And we find out at the beginning of the first issue here is that all the letters that he's been sending her have now been returned. They're unopened, and he's wondering why. He's like, well, I thought, you know, he's thinking we had something special there. Why is this sudden lack of communication happening? So he decides to fly over to Japan to find Mariko, to confront her, to find out, you know, basically what's going on. And what does he find when he gets to Japan? Well, Mariko's there, bruised, battered, bloody, and who's done this to her? Why, it's her new husband. Yes, Mariko has been betrothed and married to another man. This is done by her father, Shingen. He's part of a big kind of Japanese clan. You kind of get the impression that there are some criminal undertones there as well. Mariko is appalled that Wolverine has turned up here. He's been told time and time again, don't come, you know, to rescue Mariko. It's only going to make things worse. And Shingen decides to show Wolverine, give him a lesson in how a battle is done. You would expect Wolverine to win at this, but Shingen certainly shows him his ass and beats him and says, you know, this is it now, your honour's been destroyed, off you go, mate. Wolverine isn't really going to let it go that easily, but he has, as is his wont, he goes out boozing, fighting, basically causing a nuisance, and he gets he meets up with a lady called Yukio. Now Yukio, it looks like she loves Wolverine. She builds up a relationship with him, almost a romantic one, though it's more the sexy side. But what we find out as it goes on is that Yukio is not all she seems, and she's actually been employed by Shingen to kill Wolverine, but she kind of obviously has a conflict of interest now she's falling in with Wolverine. Wolverine isn't really that in love with her, really. I think he's basically using her. Yukio's very much a rebound for Mariko, and he thinks he's always going to get back with Mariko. So there are fight scenes aplenty. The Hand show up a great deal, so we have lots of kind of like battle shots with Wolverine facing off the Hand, and at times Yukio helping out to the annoyance of Shingen. So the book is very much a story about, you know, family, honour, you know, commitment to each other, and also you see a very, very different side of Wolverine. It isn't always this gruff, violent exterior. That, you know, Wolverine does actually have a heart. He cares for Mariko very much and will do anything for her. The artwork by Frank Miller, it was his 80s style. It didn't really change that much, but that's not to say it's not very good. There are certainly some interesting panel choices that he plays around with, but he doesn't really show anything different than he did around the early 80s, mid 80s. The ending is a little bit cheesy. Obviously, like the first issue, we have the fight between Shingen and Wolverine, where Wolverine loses phenomenally, and so the story progresses through him, you know, having the confidence, having the worthiness to face Shingen again, and to ultimately beat him and have Mariko for himself. Chris Claremont, always been a great X-Men writer and certainly knows Wolverine and his character incredibly well. As I said, there's some lovely, there's some interesting artwork. I won't say lovely artwork, but there's some interesting artwork there from Frank Miller, especially within the fight scenes. You get a kind of dynamism, a kinetic kind of movement there anyway. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a shame it was only 4 issues, but that's sometimes how the story falls. It's not like these days where they all seem to make a story last 6 issues just so it can be put in a trade. So yeah, great pickup. One of the best ones that they've put out so far. As always, you have the story so far, which kind of gives you a little bit of history about obviously Wolverine and him joining the X-Men, his meeting with Mariko. You get all the covers that were on the initial issues. That's issue 4. Then your kind of backup information at the back. We have, I think you can see that, artist's gallery, all different types of Wolverine, and then a 2-page origins of Wolverine, and then the writer Chris Claremont basically talking about Wolverine and where he was decided to take him and why he chose this story, and obviously Frank Miller as the artist. And then there's the further reading page at the back, which tells us that upcoming books are going to be Wolverine Old Man Logan, and Wolverine Origins, and Wolverine Weapon X. So we've got a lot of Wolverine to look forward to in this series to come. So yeah, short review for this because of the shortness. I think I've heard a lot of people say that they like this one, that have been collecting this with me as well. Next, well, I've already got it and I'm just going through it again now. It's Astonishing X-Men, Joss Whedon's run when he revitalised the X-Men characters, and they've collected the first 6 issues called Gifted, which I will do a review of very, very soon. So, hope you like that, guys. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.